This is lesson 24, geometrical interpretations of solutions of a linear equation. Scrapbooking lessons. Joanne Fabrics is offering scrapbooking lessons for $15 per hour, plus a $10 supply charge. Michael's is offering the same scrapbooking lessons for $20 per hour with no initial charge. Well, first thing that we want to do is we are going to be graphing these on the same set of coordinate planes. So first thing that we are going to do is we are going to do a graph. So for Joanne Fabric, we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 hours. And when we put these in, we are going to get numbers for 25, 40, 55, 70, and 85. And we normally would do work with this. So for Michael's, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the cost here would be 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. So the next thing, it says, when would you pay the same amount for scrapbooking classes at Joanne Fabrics and Michael's? So in order for us to find that out, we have to graph. So when we graph, we always have a straight edge. You always label your axes, and you always graph that with our x-axis, our y-axis, and I'm going to, as long as these are, the intervals are the same, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and actually, I don't want to do that. I want to go a little bit closer here. I'm going to do every 3 instead of every 4. That way I can get all 5 in and do it nicely. So I'm going to do every 2, every third one. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now I'm going to go up, but I'm going to go up by 10s, and I'm going to go up every other one. So this is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, and 120. So now I'm also going to label this hours. And cost in dollars. Okay. So now when I go to graph this, I am going to graph Joanne Fabrics first. Her initial start is 10, which is right here. So she has 1 and 25. So 1 and 25, which is right here. 2 and 40. So 2 and 40. Then 3 and 55. So 3 and 55. 4 and 70. So 4 and 70. And 5 and 85. Right there. So I'm going to draw that line first. And I'm going to label that y equals 15x plus 10. The next line I'm going to graph is going to be Michael's. We have 1 and 20, or 0, 0. I'm going to graph that line because that's important there. And then we have 1 and 20. So we have 1 and 20. We have 2 and 40. We have 3 and 60. We have 4 and 80. And we have 5 and 100. So I'm going to graph that line next. Then the question says, when do you pay the same amount for scrapbooking classes at Joann Fabrics and Michaels? Well, if you notice on this graph, it's this point right here where they cross. And it is at 2 hours. You would pay the same amount. Of $40. This is where the two lines intersect. And share. A common solution. Okay. Next. There are situations where we need to work with two linear equations simultaneously. A pair of linear equations is called a system of linear equations. We are looking for the ordered pair that makes both equations true. That point is called the solution. So now it says finding a solution to a system of equations. So example 1, look at the graph. Looking within a graph. Okay. So we are going to find the point of intersection. The solution is 20, 25. Example 2. Looking at a table of values. A campground offers tubing and kayaking rentals as shown. Write an equation to represent each of the activities that the campground offers, where y is the total cost and x is the number of hours. Okay, so here we have y equals, for tubing, y equals 5.5x. Well, we want the 550, so we'll put the 0 in there. You don't really need it, but I'm going to put it in there. X plus 29, because that is your deposit, that is your constant, that is our B. So for kayaking, y equals 7.50x, because that's how much you're paying per hour, and then plus 21. Okay, so next we have our table of values. Oops, sorry guys, I hit the monitor. Okay. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to fill in a chart, and here's the chart that we would fill in. And we would find the cost to rent each item for 1 through 5 hours. So for the cost of tubing, we would have $34.50 for 1 hour, 40, 45, and again, you would show work for all of these, 51, and 56.50. For the cost of the kayak, you would have $28.50, 36, 43.50, 51, and 58.50. So then the question asks, when would the cost of the activities be the same? At 4 hours, they both cost $51 right here. Okay. Explain how you determined your answer. Well, that is where the table have the same value. And that ends the lesson.